We got to get all these calls up on YouTube. Let's get to Kimberly in Ohio, line 4. Amy, hang in there. Tim, hang in there. Kimberly in Ohio, line 4. Kimberly, you're live.
Hi, John.
Hey, Kimberly.
How's it going?
Never better.
Good. I want to thank you first and foremost, before we get started, for your show. I have been a long-time viewer. I actually did call in one time back in January, and I was telling you I was going to be starting my business, my friend Kim, LLC.com, and I know you remember. Well, I've been working on starting my business, so I just want to tell you what I'm coming up against.
Go ahead, please.
So, yeah, I'm not going to be upset. I'm calm. So, yeah, I've been trying to work with the Small Business Administration, but they have no thing on their website for 2026. They don't have anything for women. All the links are fake. There is no forums. There is nobody that responds. There is nobody for nothing, unless you want a small business loan. So that's number one. And then property taxes. My property taxes, I don't even have running water, John. I'm dealing with the EPA, which I had to file a complaint because they tell me it's not cost effective to bring me and my 5 neighbors water. They said it's going to be $1 million a mile, and it's not cost effective, so they can't afford to serve people like me. Even though the H2 Ohio program is meant to bring water to every American, every Ohio resident, excuse me. I'm a resident. I've lived in America my whole life. I'm an American, but yet I can't get any help. My business is launching March 8th through 10th online. I can't launch it physically because my yard is all torn up, because I'm trying to get water in here, and it's been 4 months, and they lost my phone number and my address. They're telling me I'm not worth it. And so I'm calling today to let you encourage me and to let me encourage you. So what advice do you have for me, John?
Well, Kimberly, you are one of the forgotten Americans. Simple.
Yes, I am.
Forgotten. They don't care about you. Uh,
No, they don't.
you've lived here, you've worked here, you pay taxes here, you go to church here, you have a family here. But they don't care about you,
Yes,
right? Because you can't give them any money.
that's correct.
You can't
Well, they
provide
told
them.
me.
You can't
Hmm.
provide. They already told you that. They can't provide you. You can't provide them with cheap labor. You can't do anything for them. Either side of the aisle, you are worthless to them, right? So what they would rather do is spend the money on putting illegals up in luxury hotels and giving them meals, healthcare, education, giving them stipends, giving them phones, giving them money, giving them everything they need, so uh, they can eventually keep them in power, vote for them, etc. So you're part of the John Fredericks forgotten American class. So listen, here's my thing to you. Okay, um, it's tough before it gets better, right? When I was at my lowest depths, and I've told you this story, if it hadn't been for my wife Ann coming back and basically coming back and literally getting me out of the gutter drunk, right? I'd be dead. So you don't have an Ann like I did. So that's tough. But in the darkest moment of my life, uh, a guy said to me that was on his he was in an oxygen machine, was dying. He was the publicist for Napoleon Hill, and my business was failing, and I mean everything was a disaster. And, I asked him for money or whatever, and he gave me enough to get through like 2 weeks. And his secretary said, well, that's only going to get him through 2 weeks. Why don't you give him more? The guy was like very, very wealthy. And he looked at me and he said, God wants you to walk through the fire of hell. And you've got to walk through that, and you got to feel the heat. And you got to put one foot in front of the other and not give up. And God will lead you to the other end, but you got to do it, and it will burn. And then you get there. Now, I had an angel by the name of Van who came and saved me. You might not have that, but I'll never forget that because, they don't care about us. This is what this whole show was launched on. This is what the populist movement is about. They don't care if you live or die. You're nothing to them. You're part of the forgotten American class. And now what's happening is we're not even voting now. This is why, somebody called me last night and said, here's what we have to do in Virginia, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, we did this study and, the Democrats turned out 85% of their base and Republicans turned out 52% in Virginia in 2025. Really? 82% versus 52%. So our people aren't even voting. They've checked out of the system now because they're getting what's happening to you. So you got my email. Email me about your business. I'll try to promote it. All right? I'll do that for you. Email me about your...
Well, I appreciate that.
But I tell you what,
I
water...
appreciate that. It's myfriendkimllc.com.
What is it?
That's myfriendkimllc.com. That is my website, and you can contact my YouTube channel, which is Feeling Creative, from my
all right, look,
friendkim.com.
Stay on the line. Give Tyler your number, and I'll get all that. Tyler has to get your email. You have to give me an email. Don't do it over the air, okay? And I got to go, but Kimberly, hang in there.
Yeah. And John, if I need a reporter, I'm going to call you when I break this big case wide open.
All right.
I'm going to call you.
You're
okay.
Understand.
Love you, John.
You're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. You're not alone. This is a community. You're not alone.
That's
okay?
right.
That's
why I'm here, John.
You hang in there. You're not alone. You're part of the forgotten American class, which is basically the catalyst for this whole show.
Right.
So you hang in there.